Darlings, good morning. Happy Monday. How are you all? I've got some lovely messages in the chat already. Gemma's already on the networking case. I love this. I would love it more if you were our coach. Oh, darling. Well, you never know. We might be able to wave a magic wand for you. Welcome, darlings. We've got a few people coming in. Hello, Kay. Good morning. Lovely to see you all. Very sprightly this morning. Hope you've all had your coffees. I hope you've all got a pen and paper and a pad and brains all ready to go. Shanice, same here. Wonderful. Oh, naughty girls. Maybe one day. You've always got me here. That's for sure. And you've got me on Instagram Live. So, darlings, today is all about how to be successful. Now, I don't know if any of you watched the Instagram Live. Did anybody of you see it last week with Claudia, the absolute little firecracker? She was fantastic. Kerry says yes. In fact, I had a lot of people message me the day after saying how inspired they were by her, which was wonderful. And she's 24. She's 24. We've got a lot to learn from her. So we've pulled kind of different things together today. We've pulled stuff that we know in terms of data that we can pull together so we know what works, what doesn't. We've pulled tips and tricks from what we know works from other really successful salon owners. And then from our own education, we've pulled stuff together as well. So we want to put it all in one place to help you be successful. Now, for those of you that don't know me, my name is Pia Jackson. I am the Senior Business Coach and Education Manager at Slick. I have earned myself the name the Slick Fairy Godmother because I'm here to make all your dreams come true. Ding, ding. Now, very importantly, my loves, we will have people joining us today who are not yet Slick salons. So please do put your own experiences in. Be honest, if you've had anything work for you as a business owner, please pop it in the chat. This is very much a safe space. We are very much here as a team, as a community, to learn from each other. So please pop your experiences in the chat. Now, without further ado, I'm going to need to work out how to. Oh, right. Okay. So fingers on buzzers, please, as it were. I would love you to write in the chat, what does success mean to you? What does that mean? What does that look like in your minds? Pop it in the chat. If you want to send it to me private on a private chat as well, you can. What does it mean? Does it mean more time off? Vadim says money. Does it mean a full diary? Does it mean opening another salon? Buying a house, bringing on new staff, peace? Does it mean a stress-free life? What does money mean? What does success mean to you? Freedom, says Shanice. I like that a lot. Vadim says, be all you can be. Yes, exactly. Now, success comes in many different forms, okay? Kerry says, not worrying too much because I've put the work in. Yeah, peace of mind, absolutely. It comes in many forms, all right? Now, the one thing that it translates back to, and it might sound a little out there and it might sound a little bit uncomfortable, but what success generally comes back to is money. As Vadim says, money. Money is a tool. That's all it is. Money is a tool to get us to success. It can get us to more time off, passive income, a full diary, opening another salon, buying a house, a stress-free life. Money is the tool to get us to success. Now, there is a formula for success. And all we need to do is work out what that formula is and rinse and repeat. Kerry says, happy team, busy, profitable salon, work-life balance. Exactly. So the formula to success is something that we want to rinse and repeat. So what we are going to do today is we are going to talk about and share our ideas around mindset, because that comes before anything. Then we're going to talk about the principles of profit. And then we're going to talk about the secrets to avoiding burnout. Gemma says, I completely agree, Audrey. More high ticket services booked in. Yes, 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 yes. Absolutely. More high ticket services booked in. We'll come on to that in a minute. But keep sharing, please, darlings. I love it when you're chatting. So, mindset. Let's talk about mindset first. How do we earn more and worry less? We start with foundations. And those of you that will have joined me on my other masterclasses, I always talk about foundations. Foundations. You cannot build a palace upon rocky foundations. And our foundations start with us, with our mindset, with what we think on a daily basis. And it's not, I'm afraid to say, a switch on and off. It is a constant active expression that we have to be on top of all the time. Sounds exhausting, but it gets easier. Our mindset dictates what happens in our lives. Now, this is a study that was conducted by Paragon Bank, which said that adults spent 28 minutes a day worrying about money. That is a whole year across our lifetime. And it makes you wonder, what on earth are we doing? However, if we look at the current situation, this current climate that we are in has brought about a nation of worriers and fearmongers, and it's no surprise. It's no surprise. Have a look at what's in the media. When you next look at a newspaper, whether you do it online, whether you look on social media, whether you look on physical paper, it's all doom and gloom. There's never any good news, is there? And it's always about scarcity, about how something is in short supply. Now, money is probably the biggest worry. It is the biggest driver in the breakup of relationships. And particularly at the moment, Shanice says, I avoid the news for that reason. Well done. Absolutely. Gemma says, mind mapping out your value ladder so your mindset is clear, no confusion. Gemma, I love this. Absolutely right. At the moment, everybody in our industry and in various other industries wants to cut costs. But that's a mindset. What we need to do is shift our mindset to how do we make more money? How do we make more money? Because we could cut costs to the point where we've got nothing left. And then our businesses go under. Or we can change our mindset to make more money. Now, very interestingly, I was listening to a podcast the other day. And it was a coach who was talking to very successful business women, business owners who were women. And they said, let's do a little workshop and let's think about money. And what they did was they asked all the women in the audience, of which there were, a couple of hundred very successful CEOs, millionaires. They asked them to stand up and close their eyes. And then the lady who was coaching and teaching said, I want you to physically express how money makes you feel. So move your body in a way that makes you feel connected to money. That's what you think when you think about money. And the really interesting thing was that when everybody opened their eyes, about 90% of all the women in the audience were in the fetal position. And these are women who are highly successful, CEOs, multimillionaires, running, incredible businesses, and they were in the fetal position because that's how money makes us all feel. Why? Because we've been dictated to think like that. Kerry says, I've got rid of profit vampires, which suck the life out of my business. Audrey says, is that staff? Oh, ladies, I love you dearly. Okay. Now, I want to run a poll and I want you to be completely honest. This is anonymous, all right? So, chuck in whatever you feel. I want to know, how's your money mindset at the moment? What's your money mindset? Are you thinking there's never enough money? Are you fearful of money? Are you not really fussed about money? Or do you feel like money is in abundance? Money comes to you. Money is not something to be fearful of. It's not something to worry about. Obviously, we all worry to some extent. But I'm interested to see. Okay, votes are coming in. Oh, interesting. It's great watching this chart change. It's interesting. I've got you're going to think I'm mad. I bought a vision board pack at the weekend, and it came with all these cards, and I've got all these cards that I now put up all around my office. So it says money comes to me in unexpected ways. I've got that pinned to my board. So interesting. Okay, I'm going to close that poll. Right, 36% of us think there is never enough money. 18% of us are fearful of money. 9% of us are not fussed. And 36%, so completely tied with never enough, is money is in abundance. That is so interesting. Very, very interesting. Okay. I want us to think about our mindset when it comes to money from now on. Because, pop this in the chat, how many of us have heard of the phrase, money doesn't grow on trees? Money is the root of all evil. Money doesn't buy you happiness. Have we ever heard of those phrases? I certainly have. And that came from a generational thing. My parents used to say that. And my mum was absolutely terrified of money. It was always, oh, we never have enough money, you know, to the point of distraction and real sort of almost physical pain about money. If we change our mindsets, Kerry says yes, Tara says all of those, Philip says yes, thumbs up. We all know those sayings, don't we? And they're often way more intrinsically linked to our view of money than we even realize. But money is not something to be feared. If you are fearful of money, you will not attract it. Remember, what we think, we attract. Okay, what we put out there, we get back. And it might sound all hocus pocus and wibbly wobbly, but trust me, I know from experience that this is absolutely the case. Once we understand that there is money everywhere, there is a shitload of money, everything changes. When I started working on my money mindset, everything changed. Money is freedom, money is choice. People often think that money means, you know, big flashy cars and handbags and all this stuff. But actually, money can mean, if our boiler breaks in the salon tomorrow, I can fix it. That is money. That is freedom to have money. So I want you to think about be very aware going forward how you talk about money. That's too expensive. I can't afford it. Those phrases should be banned. If it's too expensive or you can't afford it, then all you need to do is work out a way to get the money to get whatever you need. And when you think about money differently, you start to think, okay, my money that I want is already out there. Somebody else has it. Who has my money? And in our case, it's our clients. They have our money. So what we need to do is go and get that money. So let's start changing our mindset around money. Let's be very aware of how we think and how we speak about money. There is money everywhere. All we need to do is go and get it. Okay, there's no such thing as short supply. Exactly, Shanice. I heard that. So apparently, if you earn 25 grand a year, you're in the top 10% of earners in the world. Exactly. Right. Okay. So I want you to now think about how much you are worth. Now, the vast majority of you on here will be business owners. And I don't mean what you should be charging for your services. I mean your worth as a business owner. How much are you worth? How much is your time worth? And you can work this out by dividing the number of hours you work per year by the total amount of your salary. So let's say, I'm just going to pull a figure out of my hat. Let's say your hourly cost for you is £20 an hour. Now, if you are spending your time doing jobs that could be done by somebody who is paid £10 an hour, are you valuing your time? Are you valuing your worth? And we're going to talk a little bit later on about automation, delegation, that kind of thing. But I want you to think, going forward this week, just be very aware of what tasks you are doing that could be done by somebody else. Are you up late answering Instagram and Facebook messages? Are you doing admin that could be done by somebody else? Are you doing a stock take? Is there something that you are doing that is not generating you income? Now, as a business owner, your very valuable time should be spent on revenue generating tasks, or RGTs. Now, answering Instagram messages on, at 3 a.m, somebody asking about their hair type is not necessarily a revenue generating task. Doing the stock control, possibly not a revenue generating task. I want you to think about how much time, how much value your time is worth, and how you are spending that time. If you are always on the shop floor, for example, yes, you are bringing money in, but is there something that you could be doing with your time, even if it's 1 hour a week, to do some revenue generating tasks? And I mean marketing, promotion, looking at your figures. There are so many different things that you can do, but I want you to think about what your time is worth. And there's a wonderful story of Picasso, who was in a restaurant, and I'm going to say in Paris somewhere, just to make it fabulous. This is a true story, but I just can't remember where it was. And a lady came up to him and said, can you do me a little drawing on a napkin? And he said, yes, of course I can. He whipped something up in about 5 minutes time, and he handed it to the lady, and he said, now that will be whatever it was. Let's call it £500 or something. And she was absolutely flabbergasted. And she said, well, but that only took you 5 minutes. And he said, no, my dear lady. He said, that took me a lifetime. And that's exactly right. Because he has spent years perfecting his craft, getting to where he is. So, of course, he can charge 500 quid or whatever it was, for 5 minutes worth of work. And I want you to think about yourself, your time, your value, your worth, your money in a different way, in a way that it is reflective of who you are, of your experience, of your knowledge, of your expertise, and of your time and your value. Gemma says, agreed, I have definitely changed all this year and has been a complete game changer. You knows it, Gemma. I'm loving to hear this. Okay, so now that we've got that bit out of the way, we're going to be talking about principles of profit. And again, if you've got anything to contribute, you've had an experience similar at anything that you see here, chuck it in the chat. All right. So again, we come back to foundations. Now, remember, in order to be successful in our industry, it comes down really to one thing, and that's filling the chairs and keeping them full, filling the chairs and keeping them full. That's not an inbound, outbound, but that is a constant loop. So that is where we need to keep our mindsets, and therefore what we need to do in order to keep that constant loop flowing. So we need to think about profitable pricing. We need to know our numbers. We need to attract and keep clients, and we need to protect our bookings. So diving in, how do we ensure that we are pricing for profitability? Now, unfortunately, 90% of businesses will have set their prices according to the competition. And there may be a price setup, an original price setup that was done in your business, and it could be 30 years ago. It could be 15 years ago. And, if you've been running your business that long, you may not even remember how you set your prices accordingly. Or you're a new business and maybe you've done exactly this, which is to look at the salon down the road. They're charging 29 quid for a cut and blow dry, so I'm going to charge 28. Unfortunately, what that means is that we are not pricing for profitability. Now, if we have poor pricing, we have poor profitability. Gosh, try saying that fast. Why? Because each salon is different. Now, it doesn't matter if you run an employed or a self-employed or a hybrid model. Each salon, each business will have its own rent, its own wages, its own structures, its own tea, coffee, colour, gowns, Wi-Fi, landline. Everything will be different. So what we can't do is model our pricing on the salon down the road when they are entirely different entities. But unfortunately, as an industry, we have done this for years, and we have been undercharging for years. So what we need to do is work to the profit principle, not what your competitors charging. Okay, so I'm going to do a little bit of a poll again, my darling. So whack your thoughts down. How often do you do a price increase? Do you do it every year? Do you do it occasionally? Can't remember or never. Okay, and this is all anonymous, so don't worry about what your answer is. Okay, interesting. Right, okay. Get your votes in quick. Oh, this is interesting. Okay, well, at the beginning, it was every year minimum was in the lead. Now it's not. Okay. I'm going to give you 5 more seconds to get your votes in. I'm going to stop biting my nails. Right. Oh, darlings. Right. We've got some work to do after this, my loves. But don't worry, we're going to be here to help. Okay. I'm going to close that now. So, okay. Interestingly, 55% do a price increase occasionally. 9% can't remember. Okay, now, for those of you on here that do a price increase more often, please do give a thumbs up if you want to. Don't feel that you have to. But in theory, you should be doing a price change every year, at least. If you haven't done one recently, I would recommend that you get in contact with your Slick business coach and you go through it with them together. And I'll show you some bits and bobs in a minute. Gemma says every 2 years I have done. Excellent. Good. Now, again, we come back to money mindset. Okay, we're fearful of money. We're fearful that money is limited supply. We think our clients can't afford it, and therefore we feel that we should do the nice thing and not put our prices up. I am very pleased to announce, my darlings, that we are in a recession-proof industry. In 2008 to 2009, consumer spend continued to go up. Okay. I think it was last year. Was it last year that the sales of lipstick went through the roof? It's called the lipstick effect. And our average bill, if you didn't watch our Q1 or Q2 report, our average bill is up by 4%. People are willing to spend. We have to remember that we are in an industry that is a necessity. Now, I know people have gone longer between appointments. I know they have, grown their roots out and changed their hairstyles and blah, blah, blah. But the vast majority of people will need to come and get their hair cut, will need to come and get their nails done. get their hair dyed, have a hot towel shave, whatever it is that they need to have done. So the data shows us that we are in a position to start raising our prices. We've been underpriced for years anyway. So if you haven't, do a price increase. Our average bill is up by 4%. People are spending more than they've ever done. People will go without in other areas to come and get their hair done. So again, let's change our mindset around money. Money is in abundance. So what we need to do is raise our prices. Gemma says, this year we put up ours a lot and lost clients. Good. Trim the fat, as it were, but gained so many more, which was amazing. We lost the low ticket clients and have gained high ticket clients. Gemma, I wish I'd done it earlier. Gemma, you are my new favorite human. Absolutely. And this is something that Sophia Hilton talked about a lot. When you do a price increase, you will remove people that maybe can't afford it or would like to have something in a different price bracket. But what you will do is you will attract higher paying clients, which you will have attracted earlier if you'd done the price increase earlier. Now, something you can do, which a lot of my salons will do, if you have got several different tiers of stylist, for example, you can do tiered pricing. So if you have a price increase, you can say to these clients, we've got something that will fit to your needs, your requirements, your affordability, and we will take them over to this stylist over here. And in the meantime, we will start attracting new clients who are willing to pay more. Okay, so there is a way that you don't have to lose these clients. You can just shuffle them to different staff members. That's absolutely fine. The key, again, is customer service and customer experience, but you don't have to lose clients, but you do need to have a price increase. Right, I'm loving this chatting that's happening here. So how do we price for profit? I'll put my teeth back in. So what we need to do is we need to take the cost to open the doors to our business. I mean, rent, heating, Wi-Fi, tea, coffee, everything, color, wages, everything that it takes to open the doors to our business before we've even got a client through the door. Everything, all our outgoings. We need to take all of that. Then what we need to do is add the profit on that we want to make. 5 grand, 10 grand, 50 grand, whatever it is that we want to make over the year. Okay. We need to add those two figures together. Then what we need to do is take that full figure, which will be over a year, and we need to divide that down by month, by week, by day, by hour. That will then give us the minimum price that we should be charging for our services. Now you might think, oh my God, how do I do that? It's very easy. Okay. By the way, that's just 3 areas of the business that we need to encompass within the cost: business premises, products, and staff. Don't freak out, because we have the profit principle calculator, which does it all for you. This will arrive in your inbox after we've spoken. It's just a Google sheet. You just bung in all your outgoings, you bung in all your staff, how much they work, and it will spit out how much you should be charging per hour and per 45 minutes. So if some of your services worked 45 minutes, it will tell you what you need to be charging to cover your costs and to make the profit that you want. That is how to do your pricing correctly. Once you've done that, you've then got the right foundations to start building on top of your business so that you can start building for growth. But we need to have the right foundations in place, and that starts with pricing. By the way, I'm really sorry if you can hear some snoring. That's the dog just there, and she's having a lovely snooze, being very loud about it. So that profit principle calculator will appear in your inbox. Use it. Please ask your business coach. If you need a hand with it, you can always do it together. But it will make life a lot easier when it comes to changing your prices. Okay. Right. Oh, one more thing on change that I haven't actually put in my slides, but I will mention. When you do your price change, as with anything that you change in your business, whether it's cancellation policy, new staff member, change of address, whatever, communicate it with your clients. Now, the key thing when you're doing a price increase is to decide whether you're going to honor the price of the services that are already in the diary, or you're going to whack them up. Now, in terms of if you decide to honor the prices that are already in, what you want to do is you want to do your marketing in two segments. So you want to do the ones that already have a booking. You want to send them a text message saying, just to let you know, very important, client communications, just to let you know we're doing a price increase, but your next service will remain at the original price. Thereafter, we will be at the updated price. Done. Communication. As with all relationship, communication is key. Second section of clients, those that do not have a future booking, because what you'll do here is kill two birds with one stone. You'll say, dear clients, just to let you know, we are having a pricing change from the 1st of September. Please book your next appointment via this link or call this phone number. So you are updating them. So there's no nasty surprises and no awful conversations at the front desk when they come to pay. Ugh. And you are also filling the diary. Now, one of my salons, we did a price increase last September, so she's probably due. We sent out a little message just like that. She made 9 grand. So don't worry about putting your prices up. Kerry says, go Gemma, the harder it is to get an appointment, the more attractive your business will become. We used to do late night, no more. We are on average 95% booked for the following month and more than 100% booked every month. She's absolutely right, by the way. She is. Amazing. We do late night once a month, and like you said, a month. It looks so much more attractive. Yes, exactly. The more boundaries you put in place, the more magnetic you become. I've got that on my vision board over here. Right. The second building block or the principle of profit is to know your numbers, my darlings. Know your numbers. And there are 4 numbers that you need to do, to understand, to track, to know every single week, ideally. And those are occupancy. How full is my diary looking forward? And how full was my diary looking backward? Now, if I look back at the last 3 months and I'm only 59% full, that means that I had over 40% dead space that I'm still paying for, that I'm not getting any money in for. So what do I need to do now going forward to make sure that that doesn't happen again? So if my diary is currently 40% full for the next month, what do I need to do to fill that up? Occupancy should be at a very minimum of 70%, ideally, okay? Occupancy. Rebooking should be at 50%. And when I say these figures, I mean that for each person who is an active staff member and also for the business as a whole. Rebooking should be at 50%. Why? Because it doesn't matter about today, but what a good rebooking rate will do is it will set me up for the next month, the next 2 months ahead, which means that I don't have to do so much marketing to fill the diary because it's already filling up from the month and the 2 months before. Okay. Empty slots. How much am I losing through cancellations and no-shows? Now, again, we come back to the idea of we've all been thinking about cutting costs, cutting costs, cutting costs. What we actually need to do is make more money. The easiest and fastest way to make more money is to get a hold of your cancellations and your no-shows, and we'll come on to that a bit more in a minute. And then frequency, okay? What we need to be ensuring, now that we've got the pandemic in the past, where it screwed everything up, we need to ensure that our clients are coming back in within their normal cycles. So hair every 8 to 10 weeks, beauty and barbers every 4 to 8 weeks. Why? Excuse me, what? The more times a client visits per year, it's very simple, the more money we make. So we need to try and get our clients booking back in their normal cycles. For no other reason other than, making more money, but also to keep their colours looking fresh and wonderful, and to keep their hairstyles and their nails and everything looking gorgeous. Because if their friends are going to approach them and say, where did you get that done? They're going to tell them. Okay, we want them looking fresh and lovely because they are our biggest cheerleaders. Gemma says, this is not about looking at the numbers. This is the main reason I joined Slick. Gemma, darling, we're here to help. All right. All of this, by the way, Gemma and everybody else, is in your KPI report. That report should be what you're looking at the start of every week and at the start of every 2 weeks. Okay. If you want help, speak to your business coach. They will help you. All right. Okay. The third principle, what we want to do is we want to attract and keep clients. This comes back to the principle of filling the chairs. Filling the chairs. Yes, some will move away, some will pass away. But what we want to do is try and attract clients and then keep them. Keep them. Now, the reason I say this is, and I really emphasize the importance of this, is how, honestly, she's absolutely snoring her guts off. I'm so sorry. Most people say to me, I want new clients. And I say, well, hang on, why? And they say, because I want to fill my diary, I need to make more money. And my question to you is, how many clients have you already got in the system that haven't been back for 12 weeks, 24 weeks, however long? You are already sitting on a gold mine. And this is why it's so important to have a system, because then you can track all of this. New clients are 10 times more expensive. Why? Because we don't have their contact details, their color notes, their history, anything like that. We've already got that with all the clients that we've already got in the system that haven't been back. So before you try and get new clients through the door, have a look at who you've got already in the bag, already in the system. Okay. So attracting clients, there are 2 paths to attract your clients. Goodness me today. Those are online and they are in salon. Okay. Now I'm going to talk mainly about online because I want to try and focus as much on automation as possible. The reason being as well is that 67% of clients want to book online. If you ain't got online booking, my darlings, you are missing out. You are missing out. If you think about it, if any of you that got online booking, Kerry, I know you have, you will probably have had a notification of an online booking at 12 o'clock at night, 2 o'clock in the morning, when people are drunk and they decide, I know what I needed to do. I needed to book my appointment and I still haven't got round to it. Or it's at 8 o'clock at night when they've put the kids to bed, they've got a glass of wine and they've got 3.5 seconds to think about what they need in their own lives. And then they decide to book their appointments. If you are not available, you will miss out because they will go elsewhere. Because I can tell you now, people want to book online and they want to get it done now. They don't want to have to wait until the morning and write themselves a post-it note to call the salon, and then they can't call the salon because they're in the middle of this and the child is screaming or they're at work and blah, blah, blah. Gemma says, so bloody true. We have gained so many back since starting with you using the text messages 12, 24-week automation. Exactly. I'm so pleased. Kerry says, I have. Gemma, online booking is the best way we have done this ever. It is the best. Never did the pen and paper, was too messy. Yeah, quite right, darling. Quite right. So yes, online booking is the way forward. Now, little myth buster for you is that I will have plenty of people that say online booking won't work for my business. Well, I'm very pleased to tell you that Slick now has 688,000, you heard that right, 1,000 ways, 688,000 different ways to customize online booking so that it will work for your salon. Now, if you haven't, go and speak to your business coach about this. There's so many different things you can do to tailor it specifically for your business. The one thing to remember is that you won't lose control. You will, in fact, have more control. Because if you've ever come from a paper diary, or you don't know, you can't read other people's writings, or bookings get moved, and you don't know how or why, or you've got empty slots and you don't know how to fill them, you will have more control. Trust me. I'd eat my hat. This is our wonderful Kerry, by the way, who says, by not having online booking, you are actively choosing to earn less money. And she is absolutely right. And this is my dear, sweet, darling Kerry, who I've worked with for years, who I had to persuade. I think it took me about a year to persuade Kerry to try online booking. And now she's like, I don't know why I didn't do this in the first place. So yes. Right, we're going to have some interactions again, darlings, because this is very useful for people that come watch this afterwards, or are watching it who are not Slick Salons, or who haven't got online booking. So what's your thoughts on online booking? Whack it in. Oh, interesting. Okay, we've got some people on here that have never tried it or are nervous about it. Okay, this is very, very useful. The first thing I would suggest is go and speak to your business coach. All right. If you're worried about clients booking in for the wrong thing, which is mainly the issue, right? The first thing is that you can have descriptions which prevent clients booking in for the wrong thing. So, for example, if you have color services on, you would have under roots, you would have roots painted on, color painted on roots, not packets or foils. For example, describe the service. The more you can describe, the less likely a client is to book in for the wrong thing. The second thing is that if once a client books online for the first time, they will then see when they book next time what they had previously. So they can just choose, I'll have that again, please. Makes life a lot easier. If you are too nervous about trying color appointments, start with a blow dry on one day of the week with one person. See how you get on. There is nothing that can go wrong with that. In fact, even if you get a color service booking in and they want slightly longer or whatever, you can change it. All right. The bookings are not set in stone. They're not cemented into the diary. And those that have got online booking, 69% of whom saying they love it, will tell you it's so worth it. You will automatically earn more money. Guarantee it. I'd sell you my dog if you didn't. But I don't need to because I know. Kay says, we are on the Isle of Wight and our demographic is older. At first, a lot more mature ladies didn't want to use it, but now they all love it and have a shortcut saved on their phones. Okay, that just brings me so much joy. You see, this is the thing, right? We have a lot of this. My clients are older generation, they wouldn't want to do it. You would be very surprised. And how dare you assume that they can't do it or they won't do it. Tara says, is it possible for clients to view, request an appointment online, but I would have to confirm it? No, my darling. The reason for that is it delays the online booking itself. We did a load of feedback requests before we even built online booking, asking our salons, what do you want? You know, how do you want it to work? And a lot of other providers do this. But the reason we don't is because everybody said it's too much palaver for me to have to confirm each one. And it means that by the time I've gone to confirm it, they've booked elsewhere because they haven't got it confirmed. And then I've just lost out on a slot. So okay, what have I done here? Oh yeah. So what we want to try and do is attract some clients. If we are going to attract new clients, the ways to do that are through Google reviews, through website, through social media, and through book now buttons on our social media pages. That will make it easy for your clients to find you and to book with you. So my question is, how can we automate this as much as possible? New clients are always going to find you either online, so Google reviews, Google business page or social media, or they will come via referrals. All right. I'm focusing online specifically because we can automate as much as possible. The more Google reviews that you have, the higher up the search ranking you will appear. Bit of homework for you. Go and type salon or beauty salon or hair salon or barber, whatever business you are, and your area into Google. And then I want you to see how far you come up on the list. Are you in the top 3? Because people are notoriously lazy. They won't look past the first 3. So go and check that out. If they find you and they find your Google business page and they find your website, can they book easily on your website? Is there a big book now button? If they go to social media, if they find you, can they find you on social media if they land on your website? Does it link to your social media? And do you have a book now button? These are all things to go and have a look at, because again, you want to automate as much as possible. You want to make it easy for people as possible to book, because people are notoriously lazy. So automate as much as possible. Attract clients with reviews. We've got Google reviews for you to send. It's automatic. It fires out. You don't even need to think about it. Okay, so keeping clients, all right? Marketing. Marketing, 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 marketing. If you think you don't need marketing, I'm afraid you are very much mistaken, my darlings. If L'Oreal, McDonald's, Weller, Schwarzkopf, BMW need to do marketing, so do we. We are no different. In fact, Tesla, who have said that they don't ever do marketing and they shan't ever do marketing because their brand speaks for itself, are now backpedaling because their sales have dropped so dramatically that they now realize we're not immune. We need to do marketing as well. We are no different. And it comes back to when we were talking about new clients versus existing clients. You've got a gold mine. You're sitting on a gold mine already. You don't need to discount. You don't need to do any promotions. You don't need to do any offers. A simple prompt will suffice. Now, for those of you that have been on my education sessions before, you'll know this story, but I'm going to tell you again. I was due to get my MOT done. Do you think I knew I had to get it done? Yes. Had I sent myself emails to get my MOT done? Yes. Had I put post-it notes everywhere? Yes. Had I sent myself calendar reminder alerts? Yes. Had I told my other half to remind me? Yes. Do you think I'd done it? No. It wasn't until I got a text message from my mechanic saying, Pia, your MOT is due. Here's a link to book. Did I go, thank the Lord, you have spoken. You're doing the Lord's work. This is wonderful. You are doing exactly the same thing by marketing. All you need to do is a little prompt that says, it's nearly time for your next appointment, or we'd love to see you again soon. You are suddenly in the forefront of the client's mind. That's all marketing is. That's all it is communicating so that you're in the forefront of the client's mind. There's a wonderful quote that says, the man who stops marketing to save money is the same as the man who stops the clock to save time. I'll leave you with that one. Oh, just had a little message privately. Would love a webinar one time on referrals, on what people do and what you suggest works. Very good question. So good question, because 40% of our business comes from referrals. If you've got any tips and tricks on that, bung it in the chat and I will think about doing a webinar on that, because that's a great idea, my darling. Keep clients returning. Automate it, automate it, automate it, automate your marketing. As Gemma says, use your 7, 12 and 24-week prompts. Those who have got a client retention program in place, i.e. they've got their automated marketing, have a better client retention rate. So business type down the left-hand side. If they've got no retention program, that's how often clients are visiting. With a retention program, that's how often clients are visiting. It's a huge difference. More visits, more money. Okay. Now, this is one of our wonderful salons. This is darling Gary, who is wild about hair. Now, he has generated £61,500 in marketing. £61,500 and 682 bookings. Now, we work together a lot, and I don't know if we've ever done a discount or a promotion or anything like that. Actually, we might have done one at Christmas or something, or New Year. But in actual fact, all we ever really do is the sun's shining, come and get glamorous for summer, or the weather's rotten. Do you want to come in for a pampering and brighten your day? Here's how to book. Simple, easy peasy, works like a dream. Hot tip. Marketing, any marketing, text marketing, social media marketing, always have a call to action. There is no point in doing marketing unless you are getting something from the marketing that you're sending. What do you want clients to do? What is the call to action that you need to put in place? And bear in mind, people are notoriously lazy. You've got to tell them what to do. In your marketing, it should always be, here's how to book. If it's social media, book via the button in our profile. If it's text message marketing, click the link to book your next appointment. If it's email marketing, click the button to book your next appointment. What are you trying to do? Get them to book. How do we do it? We give them a call to action. How do we book? All right. And the last and final and most important is protecting our bookings. Now, do you remember when I said before about we're worried about cutting costs, but actually what we need to do is make more money? The easiest way to make more money is to protect your bookings. It's very simple. If you think of your business like a bucket and you are doing a fantastic Van Dabby Dozy job of filling the bucket with revenue because you have got bookings coming in, they're coming out of your ears, you're 90% full, wonderful, but your bucket's got holes in it, right? And you are leaking money through cancellations, no-shows, left, right, and center. I had a salon the other day, they're losing 12 grand a month through cancellations and no-shows. If you are a large business, your cancellation and no-show rate should be a maximum of about £1,000 a month. It's inevitable, right? We can't stop it entirely. However, we need to make sure we're doing what we can to prevent it as much as possible. It should be a minimum of 1,000. If you're a smaller business, 500 quid a month, okay? The easiest way to protect ourselves, and this is, I mean, you can see on average how much we're losing in cancellations, and that's an average, okay? So it could be very different. What we need to do is take deposits, and I always get this, okay? Yes, but my clients rebook. Yes, they may have cancelled today and they might have rebooked for next week, but I'm still left with an empty slot that I'm still paying for that I've got no one to fill. And the problem is that 90% of all cancelled slots don't get refilled. And that's the biggest problem. So what we need to do is we need to take deposits. Take deposits, please. For the love of God, take deposits. If you want to make more money, it's the easiest way of doing it. We have seen, just in our salon base, 120% increase in people taking deposits. That is how people are, that they are losing money hand over fist, which means 90% less cancellations. Now, the key thing, and I think I've got, yes, here we are. The key thing is that we don't need to take deposits from everyone, okay? Online bookings, yes, 100%, all online bookings, because that's where most of your new clients are going to come from. Take deposits from all of them. Hands down, no question, non-negotiable, that's it. That's the end of it. Most people take 50% up front because it's just much easier to know half now, half later. In salon bookings, this is always the problem for all salons. And this has to be a non-negotiable. If you have a team, you need to sit them down and you need to drum this into their heads as much as possible. You need to put it on post-it notes, whatever. They need to understand who to take deposits from. New clients, absolutely. High ticket items, absolutely. And you set what that is. If that's over 50 quid, that's over 50 quid. And then clients that you have tagged as naughty. Now, if you don't have client tags, use them. Create one that says needs deposit and start tagging and bagging those naughty clients. Because what that will do is when staff member A is booking for staff member B, she'll know that that client's naughty and I need to take a deposit from her. So we need to make this a non-negotiable. This has just got to be part of the way of working in your salon. Okay, end of story. The key thing here, because I know it's a difficult situation, I know it's nerve-wracking, is to get the script right. And you might think, what on earth is she talking about? We're not actors. You are in some respects. The script has to be the same across the board. And it's, Mrs. Smith, I've got to take a deposit from you to secure your next booking. This is salon policy. And when you say this is salon policy, what you are doing is you are taking the emotional element away from the situation. Nothing to do with me, nothing to do with you, Mrs. Smith. This is simply salon policy. Now, you will get 1 or 2 clients that kick off, okay? A, those are the people that you want to protect yourself from because they're more likely to no-show. And B, the important thing is to say, if they are a good, loyal client, you don't have to take a deposit from them. But if you are doing a blanket across all, you can say to them, this is not a reflection of your loyalty. This is just salon policy. We are a business. We are not a charity. We are losing money hand over fist. Right. Okay. So in terms of the benefit, okay, taking deposits for a business means you are quids in. Okay, you have got more money coming into your business. That's just it. That's it on its most basic level. It also means that if you've got a client paying a deposit already and they come in 8 weeks' time for their booking, when they come in, they're only paying half. So if you say, would you like that shampoo or that conditioner that we were talking about earlier, they go, oh, do you know what? Chuck it on the bill. Chuck it on the bill. So your ability to upsell has just made life a lot easier. Okay, the client benefit, given we are in a cost of living crisis and people are worrying about money, means they can split their bill across 2 paychecks. All right, so again, a nice little win for both sides. Mythbuster, my client leave if I introduce deposits. No, they won't, darlings. They will not. You might get 1 or 2 kick off. Those can easily be shut down. Those are the ones that we want to protect ourselves from anyway. Okay. The key, as with anything, communicate with your clients. Again, do the same thing. Clients that have an appointment, we are going to be taking deposits from X date. Your next appointment won't need one, but thereafter we will. Those that don't have a booking, we are going to be introducing deposits. Here's how to book. Voila. Kill 2 birds with 1 stone. We'll go past this one because we haven't got much time left. Hot tip for you, darlings. We have been trialing this with a lot of our salons and it's been working wonderfully. Those of you that got cancellations that you want to start preventing a bit more, you can do 2 things. You can go and change your text reminders to go out at 72 hours rather than 48. And you can add the cancellation bolt on. That is a text message that goes out with the text reminder, and it will now go out at 72 hours beforehand. And what that does is it reminds clients of your cancellation policy. What that will do is it will prevent clients from cancelling if they're on the fence about it, if they decided to go to the beach today, or if they do have to cancel, which we know there are circumstances, it will give you more time to fill that slot. And that's the key. So go and try that because it's working brilliantly. Now, how to avoid burnout. Okay, and this is very important and it's very simple. Automation, delegation, my 2 favorite words. If you have a business that requires your presence, you do not have a business, you have a job. So I want you to have a think about how much you can automate and how much you can delegate. We live in a fantastic age of technology. There are so many things that we can automate. Your deposits, your online booking, your marketing, everything can be done for you. I just want to show you something. If you are not aware of this, this might change your life. I don't know if any of you know about ChatGPT, all right? If any of you are looking to write blogs for your website, or if it's just as simple as writing a description for your social media posts, which I know are a ball ache, and let's hope you are delegating that to somebody else. But you can type into ChatGPT is write me 100 captions for my Instagram page for my salon talking about balayage. I'm just throwing this out there, right? This wonderful tool is now creating me 100 captions for my social media page at the click of a button. So I don't need to think about it and go, oh my God, I don't know what to write for my captions. Go and try ChatGPT. I will pop it in the chat. Gemma says, yes, ChatGPT is life. Voila. All you need to do is create a spreadsheet, copy and paste each one of those in, and write alongside each caption, book your next appointment via the button in our bio. You've just created 100 captions for your social media pages for the rest of time, or for at least the next 100 days. All right? Go and give that a whirl. Automate, delegate as much as possible. Okay. Delegation. How many hats do we wear in our businesses? We are marketers, bookkeepers, receptionists, managers, cleaners. Enough. Enough is enough. If you've got people in your team that you can start delegating to, especially if it's a non-revenue generating task, delegate, 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 delegate. Stock, admin, social media, even marketing. If you're going to do some manual marketing, teach them how to do it. Give it to them on a diary so they know when to do it. Delegate. Your time is far too valuable. Okay. So speak to your business coach. If you don't know who your business coach is, go into Slick, speak to the little bubble people in the corner and say, can I have a session with my business coach? Please, I need to do X, Y, Z, whatever. Or I just want to have a chat. Make use of us. We're here for a reason. All right. If you don't follow us on Instagram, what are you doing with your lives? Go to @GettingSlick, follow us. We're also releasing tips and tricks. We're going to do a whole new world of social media content soon. The wonderful Catalina is coming to stay with me this week so that we can do it together. I've promised to cook her a steak dinner. And whoop, whoop, your action plan. Be aware of your mindset. I want you to think about how you're thinking about money, how your time is scheduled as well, how you're thinking about your time, how you're planning your time. I want you to try and automate as much as possible and delegate. Automate and delegate as much as possible and automate your cancellation policy. It's the biggest thing that's causing us to make less money, which is causing us to be less successful. Make sure your cancellation policy is in place. Take deposits for online bookings and some for some in-salon bookings, not for everybody. Make sure all the team know what the script is. This is salon policy. Okay. Right. I've got one more message coming through. So if you've got any other questions, please chuck them in the chat. How often would you be sending out marketing messages with clients, not the automated ones? Okay. There are two buckets of clients that I think should be tackled at the start of every month, and it's a manual job. So again, if you can delegate, please too. Those are new clients and cancelled clients. New clients. There is a bucket specifically that will show you clients that have visited for the first time within the past month. Find those that haven't rebooked. Send them a message. It was lovely to see you at the salon recently. We'd love to welcome you back. Here's how to book. Voila. Cancelled clients. That bucket will show you clients that have cancelled within the past month. Find those that haven't rebooked. Send them a message. Sorry, we missed you recently. We love to welcome you back soon. Here's how to book. Really, those are only the two that I would suggest being on top of every single month. However, if your diary is looking below 70% and you've got all the 7 and the 12 and the 24 week on, remember you may not have got people falling into those buckets because there may be one or two that have trickled through that you've already sent a message to. If that's the case and you need to fill your diary, I would go into your main section with all your clients. Find clients that haven't been seen for 6 weeks or more if you're a hair salon, because it will take them 2 weeks to book, or they will book for in 2 weeks' time. 6 weeks haven't rebooked. 6 weeks last visit, haven't rebooked, so no future visit. Send them a message. Something very simple. Fed up with the weather? Come brighten your day. Here's how to book. If you're beauty or you're a barber, you can work at 4 weeks. So haven't seen you for 4 weeks and no future booking. those are the sort of 3 occasions that I would say do some manual marketing. You can, of course, do things if you really want to be on top of it, like people that haven't got a patch test, or people that are due to come in next week. Do you want to upgrade your service and add a treatment on? There's various different things that you can do. It depends on how much you want to do, how much money you want to make, and how much time you've got. So I hope that is helpful. I will have a look through some of your messages because I know I've missed some of you. And if you've asked me for anything, I will try and get it sent to you. But you will get a replay and you'll get the pricing calculator in your email afterwards. Now, if you have any salons who are not Slick salons, who you think would benefit from hearing any of this, send it to them. Okay, we want to share this with as many people as possible. And as ever, thank you so much for joining us. I hope to have brightened your Monday, even just a smidge. And I look forward to seeing you next month when we'll have our next session. Love you too, Kerry. Vadim, you are so welcome. Tara, you are so welcome. Yes, on the refer a friend. Absolutely. It was fab. Amazing. You are so welcome. Thank you, Philip. Thank you, Gemma. Thank you, Jacqueline. Thank you, everybody. Have a wonderful rest of your day. Mwah! Big kiss, big love from Team Slick.